Why do we have to know what we want all at once? I love that response. I love that response. And I think I love that response because it resonates with certain things going on in my life. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Essence of Lex. Thank you for joining me again on my bloom journey. And I am back. I am back. A lot's been going on, but I'm back. I'm here to get caught up on Sistas. Things just got kind of hectic with everything that I'm trying to do. But I still watch Sistas faithfully live every Wednesday night. Things has been crazy to where, you know, I haven't gotten a chance to sit down and actually record my reviews and recaps of a lot of different shows that I'm watching. But I'm back. I'm ready to get back into it. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. Clicked on these videos because you're interested in my review and my recap of Sistas Season 5, Episode 10, called Discretion is Key. So this episode started off with... from where it left off in episode 9, where Danny, Andy went to see Sabrina. So we know what happened last episode. But this, continuing on from that same exact scene, it's very hard for me to take this scene serious for 3 reasons. And those 3 reasons is, 1, Danny and those glasses. Those frames that she have on without the lens. It makes it hard to pay attention to the scene and really take the scene serious. The second thing is the informant, Q. Q being the informant, I just can't take serious for a number of reasons. And the third reason being Maurice supposedly admitting to robbing the bank. Because we all know he was being sarcastic when he said that. That's not even a real confession. That's not even, I don't even know how that will even be taken serious in court. But hey, this is the storyline Tyler Perry gave us, so we're going to entertain it. Sabrina is scared, you know, which is understandable. But I'm hoping she keep it together and stay strong while her friends try to get her. That really was that scene. It was just the continuation of where they left off previous episode. So next scene is with Aaron and Karen. Like I said in the previous review, they look like referees. So now they're sitting down eating. And while I was watching this scene, I had a random thought. And I don't know why I thought this, but this was my random thought. And I don't know if it's because sometimes Aaron and Karen is boring. So now my mind is not really focused on what they're talking about. And it's just looking at and trying to see what else is going on around them. Or if I'm just kind of, I don't know. or it could have been, you know, just like one of those days where I couldn't really focus. I don't know. Who knows? But while they were sitting down eating, I think it was spaghetti. They was eating spaghetti. I had this most random thought. So I was like, y'all know the answer. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. But I had this most random thought of if when actors and actresses and they are, you know, shooting their scenes and they're recording and acting or whatever, and they are doing a scene that involves food where they are eating, I wonder, do the food be cold? Like, while they're acting out, are they eating cold food? I know, I'm sorry. It was the most random thought, but that's what I thought about when Aaron and Karen was at the table, because it was boring. So my mind really just went somewhere else. They're at the table, they talking or whatever. Karen asked Aaron, do he still play ball with Zach? I don't know why she asked him that. I don't know why she needs to know that, but she asked, and Aaron told him, you know, he comes from time to time, but I wouldn't say that we necessarily play ball together. And Karen tells him that she's going to go to the doctor and inquire about the ultrasound and basically just try to figure out what her conception date is. Karen asked him, so what if this is not your baby? You know, what happens then if this is not your baby? Basically, Aaron tells her that he's not going nowhere. And, you know, just like clockwork, just, you know, being positive and telling her all of the right things. And he also mentioned that he said, like, he has done it before. I guess situation and circumstances is not anything new to him. When he said that, a thought popped into my head. Now, this would be a red flag to me. I don't remember all of the details concerning Aaron and his ex-wife who killed herself. But I do remember that they were married and that she had kids. And the kids wasn't biologically his, but He was basically, they're married, they're a unit. So I'm pretty sure he was helping with raising the kids and, building bonds with the kids or something like that. Well, now that I think about it, I think he did mention something about the kids didn't like him, or he didn't get along with the kids. I don't know. That's neither here or there. I do have to go back and watch. I probably will have to go back to watch and to get, you know, the accurate details, but also it was very much little details given surrounding, that whole marriage. I thought they was together for a while, but again, my memory is blurry on how long they was together. Bring that up to say this, Aaron didn't fight for his stepkids. At least that's how it came off to me. It was basically just, I remember the conversation he told Karen that, he let the kids go with her mama. And just, it seemed as if he didn't put up a fight to me. Like I said, I know there's other factors to consider around the whole situation, but overall, it would be a red flag to me, because you had these kids that wasn't biologically yours, but you still had a responsibility because you chose to marry her. This is something that you decided that she was going to do, was help raise these kids. How is Karen supposed to be convinced that, he's going to continuously be there, when the baby gets here, and when they go through whatever they go through? It's just, I don't know. It's just, to me, it was like a red flag to me, because like I said, all of the details surrounding it is a little blurry to me, but I would be just side-eyeing Aaron, because how all of a sudden, you're down to raise a baby that, she asked him, if it's not yours, you okay with that, but you didn't want to raise these kids that you basically was raising with your ex-wife. I'm side-eyeing Aaron anyway, because it's coming off as a little too good to be true type thing. So, but I'm definitely side-eyeing him about him being just so cool and so positive about, wanting to raise, a baby that's not his. Do he love Karen like that, he can deal with that? So that's just what I'm thinking and what was going on in my head when he said that he's done it before. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. On the way home, the car ride between Danny and Andy, they are heading to Karen's house. And, they talking, they're going back and forth. Nothing really important to mention. One of the funniest thing between them in that scene was the fact that Andy called. Danny said she was going to the weed man. And Andy said something like, she's not going to no weed facility. How do you... And that scene took me out. When she said that, I was on the floor laughing, because I'm like, how do you make going to the weed man sound so proper? It's about saying you're not going to the weed facility. That right there took me out. That was crazy. Let's get into Zatima. Let's talk about Zatima. Zach and Fatima got to talk about his other baby mama, Heather. Fatima tells Zach that none other than Hayden is Heather's lawyer, and that he's basically going to come after him for everything he got. He's going to come at him hard, period. Straight, just off the strength of, him not liking Zach, him wanting to be with Fatima, all that. He's going to come at him hard. That's basically what Fatima is telling Zach in this scene. And that basically went on to Fatima to tell him that, they should hold off on getting married, because in the state of Georgia, because your debt becomes my debt and vice versa when they get married. Now, certain laws Tyler Perry be making up in his own little Tyler Perry world, but that is in true fact that your debt becomes my debt and vice versa. Tima said, basically we should hold off on the wedding until we get this whole situation with Heather, basically solved. I think that was smart of Fatima. A lot of us went back and forth as to why she's not wearing her ring, and as to why, when is Zatima and Sistas' timeline was going to match up, and we was asking all of those questions. So it seems as if they're starting to, basically break down some of the questions that we had. That was a cute little scene between Zach and Fatima as always. From that scene, I want to say a few things, and I'm gonna leave it at that because sometimes I get to rambling and then this video will be long and I have a lot of videos to shoot, a lot of things to catch up on. So I really don't want to start blabbing, especially off of one episode. I want to say this about the Zatima scene this episode. Zatima, stop sparing Hayden. We have spared him season after season. Handle it. Take care of it. Stop sparing him. I don't know why you're still sparing him. Please, please take care of Hayden. As the scene kept playing, I was like, well, you know how we saw this? Zach, put everything in Fatima's name. Zach, your stocks, your townhouse, like whatever you got, put it all in Fatima's name for now. She's riding with you. This is the woman you proposed to. This is the woman you want to marry. She's riding with you. You riding with her. At this current moment, put everything in Fatima's name and we can solve that like that. Why is that not clicking? That should have been something they thought about. Like, let's put everything in Fatima's name. She's riding with you. Let's be honest. She's not interested in your money at all. I said this. I say this time and time again. Zach, you pulled her riding on the bike. So she's not interested in your money. Put everything in her name for now. And I'm not saying if this baby is yours, of course, be there, take care of him, provide, all of that. But in order to, you know, get one up ahead of Hayden, put everything in Fatima's name. I think that's what they should do. We'll see how Tyler Perry wrote it. Fatima mentioned something about student loans and all that. No, actually, Zach mentioned something about student loans and how Fatima got student loans since she said something about their debt becoming one another's. So I'm like, ding, Zach, pay off Fatima's student loans. Yep, pay off her student loans. And I want to talk about this quickly. Another thing that came to my mind is, why did Tyler Perry write it into, at least for this season so far, that Zach didn't meet Madam? I'll catch that. Do y'all think that it's a reason why Zach didn't meet Madam and why we didn't see that, and why basically why Zach haven't met Madam yet? I think it is. I think that's for, I think that's a storyline that Tyler Perry is going to use, maybe in season 6 and further on down the line. But I think there's a reason. There is a reason why Zach hasn't met Madam yet. Maybe he'll meet him on the Zatima. Who knows? But there's definitely a reason, and I'm hoping Tyler Perry kind of explored that a little bit. And the last thing I'm going to say about Zatima is this. Zach said to Fatima he wished she had some drama. And I'm going to say this. Zach, you don't want Fatima drama. You don't want Fatima drama. Zatima as a unit do not need Fatima drama. But trust is coming. Trust that it is coming because, one, it's Tyler Perry. 2, relationships are not one-sided. There's going to be conflict and all of that, you know, from both sides, from both parties. It's not, like I've been saying all along when it came to Zach and Karen relationship, you know, it's not one-sided. So Fatima's drama is coming. It's coming. But when it do come, I just hope Zach can handle it. Because Fatima is, you know, Fatima is handling it. She might not like it. She might not be 100% cool with it. Rightfully so, but she is handling it as best as I think anyone could. Matter of fact, I think she's handling it best than most would. You know, so when Fatima drama come, I hope that Zach can handle it because, you know, that end situation almost took him out. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That end situation almost took him out. So since he wants Fatima drama, and when it come, I hope he can handle it. Okay, so now we're at Karen's house. And then Dan and them pulled up. And they finally have told Karen that Sabrina is in jail. So, you know, they give her all of the details and all that. And basically, like we knew that she was concerned. And Andy and trying to figure out what it is that she can do, what it is she's doing. And basically just trying to figure out how they can get Sabrina out. The same thing that Danny and Andy has been saying. They basically just want to get her out. Of course, moving right along between this scene because this was kind of a long scene, and I'm not going to mention everything. that sort of happened in the scene, because some things I think was irrelevant. But Karen told them that she made a doctor appointment, like I mentioned earlier, and that she want them to go. So Andy, Danny agreed to go with her. Karen said that she'll be fine if the baby is not Zach. You know, and she also stated something about she think that the writing of the letters actually helped. You know, I beg to differ. Right now it's a little too soon to kind of really see if the writing helped. But right now, I'm just gonna say it's too soon to tell. You know, I'm still, you know, side-eyeing her. You know, and of course, I say that to say that healing is a process. You can't go from 0 to 100 real quick. You can't go from heartbroken to healed within days. You know, so I say that to say that, you know, I hope that she is, you know, starting to heal and work through that process and work through, you know, her heartbreak. Because at the end of the day, no matter how anyone looks at the situation, Karen is heartbroken. Hopefully this is the start of her, you know, healing. During the same scene, Robin called Andy, and so Andy steps out to talk to Robin over the phone. You know, she's still upset about, you know, how he came at her with the whole hating, telling him that she slept with Paris and all that. So, you know, she's being very straight to the point, nonchalant, not giving him anything. He basically was calling to tell Andy that he was going to try and help her with the Sabrina thing. Okay. So she got off the phone with Robin. Gary called. I wanted to come over, and just like we could have predicted, Andy is okay with him coming over. So she said she'll be home in an hour. So she got off the phone with Gary. Andy goes back into Karen's house, and she walks in on Danny basically telling Karen about Gary and why she's still talking. Just updating Karen, since Karen has been out of the loop because they didn't want to stress her out. So of course they led Karen to start asking Andy questions and all of that. So in order for Andy to deflect, she turned the spotlight on Danny. Andy basically started telling Karen about the situation that happened between Danny and Jonah. And that was low down. That was low down of Andy. It really was. And like that at all. Andy is better than that. Andy, I was very disappointed in Andy with that. That's all I really can say, because it's like, because that should have been something that, you know, for one, Danny is still dealing with it and processing it herself on her own. You know, we all know that Danny, you know, smoke and drink and all that, but she's doing it more often since that incident. You know, so I think it's something that she still hasn't quite processed yet. And for Andy to just throw it up, like bow in her face like that in front of Karen, not knowing if, you know, that's something that Danny even wanted Karen to know. You know, I just think that was very low down. I did not like that. And it, in that moment, it's definitely, you know, will make you want to side eye Andy, because the severity of the situation is just, I don't know. It was just a little, I just was a little uneasy about it. For some, we can say, well, Danny shouldn't have been talking about Andy. We're being honest. There's nothing really Danny said that should be new to Karen. It really shouldn't be. We all know Andy is going back and forth with Gary. She has been for seasons. She with him, she's not with him. She's playing him, she's not playing him. Nothing Danny said was out of the way, was out of pocket, was nothing that basically Danny didn't tell Karen anything new. We've been playing this ping pong game of going back and forth between Andy and Gary for seasons now. So there was nothing new Danny shared with Karen. And the severity of the situation, like I said, really puts things into a different light. In order for Andy to avoid talking about, you know, her situation and what she knows she should do, but she's not doing, she brought up a traumatic event about Danny. to take the spotlight off her. And I didn't like that. That was not cool at all. And, you know, we can all say that, you know, it's a sister circle, that all four of them, you know, tell each other business, this and that. Although it's a sister circle, it's also a circle within the sister circle, if you know what I mean. Like, and I don't know if I said this before or not, but I've always said that Karen, Andy got their own little circle going, and then Sabrina and Danny got their own little circle going within the sister circle. They're all sisters, they're all friends and all of that. But, you know, there are certain things you tell one sister, or there are certain things you tell one friend, or it's just a circle within the sister circle. So that might have been something that Danny didn't want to share with Karen at all. And Andy took that choice away from her. So I just the whole way she went about it and all that, it wasn't cool at all. Another thing that I want to mention from that scene is I don't remember exactly how it was brought up or whatever, but Danny told Karen that Fatima is a cool chick. You know, she said she cool like ice water. And Danny always gonna keep it 100. I love that. Karen didn't like that. You know, she played it off and said that, you know, she was cool, because she said something like, oh, so y'all sisters now, or y'all friends now, or y'all besties now, or something like that. And Danny had to tell her basically that, you know, it was basically, you know, being there for me more than Andy was, and handling stuff. So, you know, that's what she told Karen. So Karen acted like it didn't bother her, but you can see that it did. They've been saying from jump that Fatima's a cool chick. And she also told Karen that, you know, if she wasn't with Zach, she probably would be in the sister circle. And that is definitely a fact. If she wasn't dating Zach, I think that she would be in the sister circle. So I don't disagree with that. Although I don't want her in the sister circle, definitely think that if she wasn't with Zach, you know, she would be in the sister circle. But right now, I don't want Fatima in the sister circle. The sister circle just, whew, it just got a lot going on. That's I just wanted to mention that, because it really was the one line of Danny telling her that Fatima is cool like ice water. I liked it, that line. Not for that to be a bash session on Andy, because it's not, but I just think in that moment, you know, she wasn't being mindful of her sister Danny. Okay, Preston is back. They're having a conversation. They're outside of Danny's apartment. They're having a conversation. And I'm not going to get into, you know, that was a long scene. Well, not a long scene, but they really kind of had a real talk. And one of the things I want to mention that I think Danny said was the realest thing is the fact that Danny doesn't know what she wants. She told Preston she don't know what she wants. One day she want to be with him. The next day she want to be alone. The next day she might want this, or the next day she might want that. That was the realest thing that Danny has told Preston to date, is that she don't know what she wants. And that's okay. That is okay. And the reason that is okay is because of basically Preston's response to her when she said that. Even when Danny was saying it, I was, you know, kind of, I think I was talking to her, you know, I was talking at the TV at her, but also, you know, thinking about certain points of my life. And I'm basically yelling at Danny saying that it's okay. It's okay if you don't know what you want in this moment. Love Preston response. He basically said, you know, why do we have to know what we want all at once? I love that response. I love that response. And I think I love that response because it resonates with certain things going on in my life, and even certain things that went on in my life in the past. Is, you know, why do we have to know all of what we want right now in this moment? Why? Because truth of the matter is, we don't. We don't. And that is okay. If you are, you know, in whatever aspect of your life, and you think that you have to have it all figured out at once, you have to have all the answers at once, you have to have it planned, whatever the case may be. If you think that you have to, and I'm here to let you know that you don't. It is okay. It is okay if you don't have it all together at once, or if you don't know what you want. It's okay. And he basically said, it's okay. Let it be what it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be. To some, that might be, not deep, or however you want to say it. But to me, that was really something that I think Danny needed to hear. Not only is it something that Danny needs to hear, but that is basically, because it's basically the same advice she gave Karen when she told Karen, why do you have to have it all figured out right now, when it came to the whole who's the baby daddy of the baby situation, or who she wants to be. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was this season, or was it last season? I don't remember, but basically when Danny told Karen and they was in a shop, like, why do you have to have it all figured out now? It's okay if you don't. So Preston gave the same advice that she gave Karen. That whole little exchange right there, I think, is the realest change that Danny and Preston has had in a while. And I like Danny and Preston together. I really do. I could see them together, maybe in the future, after I think both of them have to grow individually first. And especially Danny. I think Danny needs to be alone first. I think Danny has to work on some things herself individually first before she can be with Preston or anybody else. That's just my opinion, and that's my take. Although I do believe that you can work on yourself individually also while being in a relationship, I just don't think that Danny is at that point. I think Danny has some things that she needs to work on, and some trauma that, she's been through. And I think she's annoying it. And I think that, she hasn't dealt with it. So I think that she needs to work on herself first. She can date and all that, but I don't think she needs to be into anything serious right now. But once she's ready, I do want her with Preston. I think Preston is a good guy. And he has things that he has to work on himself too, but overall, I think he's a good guy. And then with the last two scenes of basically the episodes and the cliffhanger, basically Karen called Pam to check up on Pam and to check up on the shop. They have an exchange or whatever, and Pam walks out the salon with the curling iron still left on. So there's a possibility that Karen's shop is about to burn down. I really hope not. Even how nasty Karen has been to people, even just how she carries herself sometimes, I really hope her shop didn't burn down. That's not something that you would want to wish on anybody. But the cliffhanger is given that her shop is about to burn down. Karen was about to go to the shop and make sure everything was straight, but Aaron stopped her. So it's given the shop is about to burn down. But I don't know. We'll see. I've seen some previews, but I don't know. We'll see. And the episode ended with Andy coming home. Gary is there, but also Robin. And that's how the episode ended. I guess this is about to be another Gary and Robin showdown. Who knows? We'll see. Sometimes I like to see them battle it out to try to figure out, who's the better man for Andy. We'll see. The next episode might be interesting with their little showdown. But, well, that's my little 2 cents on episode 10, Discretion is Key. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the episode. If you made it through the end of this video, go ahead and give me a like button. Till next time, that's all I have for now. And I'll see y'all for episode 11.